Are you planning a trip? Going to be doing a lot of touring and walking? Well, today I am sharing a buildable travel capsule wardrobe that is perfect for the frequent tourist. Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace, and I look forward to sharing with you more about them at the end of today's video. Welcome, I'm so glad that you have dropped in today. I am answering really probably the most frequent reader-viewer question that I receive, especially at this time of year, and that is, Kay, what should I pack to go to Europe? And the truth is, I've never been to Europe, but I have been on other vacations, other trips where what you're doing mostly is a lot of walking, a lot of touring, a lot of sightseeing, and that is quite different from packing for other kinds of vacations. So we love to sightsee. We are the consummate tourist. We love touring around. James likes to read all the signs in the whole museum. So I have to be able to be on my feet for a lot of the time when we travel. So that's what today's travel wardrobe is all about. Now, I've got a post at my blog about resort-worthy fashions that I have recently shared, and so I will link you to that below if that's more your speed. But if you are looking for some travel tips, some packing tips for that tourist type of vacation, then I think I've got you covered today. I've got some really great tips. A couple of years ago, or maybe even 3 years ago now, I did a video about what to wear while you get there. And this was kind of a travel wardrobe type things too. Now, this is a buildable capsule wardrobe. And the reason I say that is because if you are a frequent tourist, a frequent traveler, and you do this kind of trip, then I really suggest that you don't try to go out and buy a new wardrobe for all those different trips. We want to build our travel wardrobe the same way we do our everyday wardrobe or our work-life wardrobe, that it's one that's buildable, one that we have some quality pieces that we can wear for years and many trips. And we also want to be able to add to it seamlessly those things that we want for that particular trip. So there are some things that I mentioned in that previous video, though I do think we want to look for in these pieces that we put in our suitcase for these touristy type of trips. I think we want things that are breathable. We want things that, that way they keep us cool. We don't get all hot and sticky in them. We want things that are wrinkle resistant so that when we're traveling on the airplane or the car, they don't get all wrinkly. And they also just don't hold a lot of wrinkles from the suitcase. I think we want things that are moisture wicking. So that means you're not necessarily going to wear those cottons and the linens and things like that I would suggest for your normal everyday life. Instead, you're going to be wearing some of these processed fabrics that are made sometimes with things like recycled bottles, recycled tires, all sorts of things like that. They are man-made fabrics, but they do wick away the moisture from your body. So that helps to keep you cool, and it also actually keeps your clothing a little fresher and cleaner. We also want things that are easily washable. And by that, I don't necessarily mean you can wash them in the washer and dryer, but I mean that you could easily wash it out in a sink. And then we want them to be easily dryable. We want them to be quick drying. So we want things that we might have to wash out one day in a hotel, and the next morning when we get up, we need it to be dry already and ready to go. We want things that pack down. So we want things that give us some substance. They keep the wind off of us. They keep us warm. They keep us cool when they're supposed to, but they are lightweight. They pack down into our suitcase so we can get lots of stuff in there. So I got everything in today's wardrobe into this little carry-on suitcase, plus my toiletries are in there, plus it's either 2 or 3 pairs of shoes. Amazing. So we definitely, though, want things that pack down. I like to have things that have multiple pockets and even some zipper pockets, because those just give me places to tuck away things like my driver's license or a lip balm or my reading glasses or my phone. And that way I don't have to carry things if I don't want to. I can actually tuck things away in a jacket or even a pants pocket. I like things for travel that have an elasticized waistband, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want them to look all clunky. So added bonus points if it also has a flat front, at least in that waistband. And I think all the things I'm sharing today do indeed have that flat front. Some of them, one pair does have a snap and a zipper, but it's still all elasticized. So these are things that move with you. That's another criteria for me, is I want this clothing to move with me. I want it to have some stretch and some give and some move, but I don't want it to lose its shape as I wear it. And these days they are making great fabrics that move with you, that bend, that flex, but then they also do keep their shape. They don't have those baggy knees and things like that. Of course, I want my travel clothing to be chafe-free and non-binding. And by that I mean I want it to be comfortable. And that's the bottom line. I want it to be comfortable. I don't want it to be binding in any of my, I don't want it to bind me anywhere. I don't want it to hurt me. I don't want it to rub raw on me in some place. This has to be stuff that is soft, that feels good to wear. Now, I think that it's good for at least some of your travel wardrobe to be dark pieces. I have changed my mind about thinking that everything needs to be dark. I don't think so anymore. I do think that some things, though, it's best to have dark, because there are certain situations where you're going to want to wear darker clothing. Maybe you're going to be in an area where it could get dirty, so you don't want anything really light. Or maybe you're just going to a part of the world or the country where they wear more dark clothing, such as the Pacific Northwest, for instance, where they wear darker clothing a lot of times. So some things I do think need to be dark, but not everything. I also want my travel pieces to be mixable and matchable. And the reason I say that is because I do want everything to go together so that I can take the number of pieces I need for any given trip, but I can mix and match and create multiple outfits. You know, one of the things that happens when we pack to go on a trip is I end up trying to take everything because I don't want to be without, and I don't want to get tired of clothes. But what I've determined is if you build a travel wardrobe that truly is mixable and matchable, where you really can wear almost everything with everything else, then you won't get tired of it because you can create so many outfits. I also want everything in my travel wardrobe to be layerable. And then finally, something I haven't shared before in a travel wardrobe is I want things to look chic. You know, just because I'm going on a trip doesn't mean I want to suddenly look dowdy or frumpy. I still want to look like my style essence. I want to still look like myself. I want to feel like myself when I get those photos back, or when I look at my phone at the photos, whatever we're doing there, then I want to look like that's me on the trip, that's me in Greece, that's me in Europe somewhere, that's me in the Pacific Northwest. I want to look like myself and feel like myself. I want to feel authentic in my clothing, even when I'm traveling. So let me show you some of the pieces. I'm just going to call out a few of these that I think are noteworthy, and then you're going to be seeing some of the outfits that I've put together. You've already seen a few of them, but did you know I was able to put together 27 outfits? I also have a downloadable visual at my blog today, so you can shop this entire wardrobe at my blog. I'm just going to link you there today instead of having links to everything down below in the description box. I'll probably have some links down there, but all of these items are at the blog today. I want to call out a few of them that I think are really mentionable. First of all, these pants. I have on some kind of cropped length. They're kind of like a sweatpant kind of fabric, or a jogger, I guess, but they're loose, they're flowy, they are so comfortable. I have them in black, and I have them in what they call, I think, a gray color, a light gray, but it's really more of a tan, kind of an ecru. Love these. They're really versatile, and I have been wearing all of these things in recent weeks. It's even been in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and I've been wearing these just to test them out. So I love these pants. I also, though, love these travel commuter pants. These are both by Athleta. These come in several different colors, in fact, a lot of colors, but I liked this tan colored pant here. I have put together a travel capsule wardrobe that is in blacks and tan, but you could do some neutrals that work for you. I do suggest, my personal preference is that you build this capsule wardrobe around neutrals that work for you. So some options might be navy and gray, or gray and black, or black and tan. You get the picture. But then I'm going to be throwing in some color. So you're going to see some color, but I do think it's so important that this this wardrobe will be more versatile, it will be longer lasting, it will have more reach into your future, into the different trips that you take, if you keep it in some neutrals. And this way, everything really goes together effortlessly. Now, these travel pants here, though, these are my long travel pants, my full-length travel pants from Talbot's. They still have them. They sold out. They brought them back again. They've replenished them. I love these. Now, some people left some kind of poor reviews on the Talbot's website, but I think maybe they didn't know what they were getting. These really are true travel pants. They are comfortable. They move with you. Yes, they're a man-made fabric. They're not natural fabric. But that's because they are travel pants. They have some nice pockets in them. These are the ones that have a zipper and a snap front, so I like that. I traveled in these a lot this winter and I really loved them. So I've thrown them in here because if you depending on where you're going, the climate, you might need some longer pants, and these are perfection. Now, I've also packed some dresses in my travel wardrobe just because sometimes I know you might go somewhere where you do need a dress. Maybe you just want a dress to go out to dinner. I know a friend of mine recently went to Italy and they went to the opera. Oh my goodness. And so she wore a skirt, put a skirt in her travel wardrobe. I think that was so smart. So I've included 2 dresses. One of them is my black dress from LL Bean. I think it's about sold out in most sizes. But just a versatile knit black dress I think is a super way to go. But I've also added this really a commuter dress, a travel dress from Athleta. I chose the kind of beige ecru color because I just wanted something to lighten up. I already had a black dress. This just works for me. But this dress does come in black, and it comes in at least 2 other colors, I think a pink and a green. So the black would be really versatile and oh so chic. But this beige is a stripe actually, and it was on sale, and maybe it still is, because I think this is a great dress. It's a little roomy. I'm wearing a medium, which is my true size, but it's a little roomy, but it has that nice belt. You could add a different belt if you wanted to. There's so many things you could do with this dress. Also notice you can dress it up and you can dress it down depending on what you're doing that day. Now, I suggest that your travel capsule wardrobe has at least 3 pairs of shoes. And now really though, I'm kind of showing this with all different kinds of shoes. You can wear what you want, what fits the location you're going, what fits the season, and what you have in your wardrobe already. But I do suggest that you take at least 2 pairs of shoes that you will alternate for touring. So the bulk of your walking, you really want to change shoes every day. That's one of the greatest tips I've learned as far as traveling and doing a lot of walking, is that your feet really need to have different shoes to wear, and that way they don't get as tired. So I suggest taking a pair of lace-up sneakers like I've done here. These particular lace-up sneakers from their New Balance by J. Crew. They are so lightweight. They are smushy, so they'd work in my suitcase well, but I'd probably wear these for my travel day. But another great option I think for walking would be a pair of slip-on sneakers. Now I'm holding 2 here because I'm wearing both of these right now. This is a pair of Rothy's, and they are pricey, but they are lovely. They're beautiful. They're very, very comfortable. But these are a pair of Sonoma Goods for Life at Kohl's, and actually they're just as great. In fact, they're a little bit more cushiony, and I think they both fit about the same, true to size. But a pair of shoes like this, they're comfortable. The Sonoma Good for Life, like I said, they're very cushiony already. The Rothy's you can wash in the wash machine. You can take the insole out and you can wash it by hand. You don't want to dry them, you want to let them air dry. And you can actually buy an extra insole for $10. So you could cushion them up a little bit more if you wanted to. But having a pair of just solid shoes like that, and if you preferred to go black, you could do that, or gray or navy, whatever you want to do. But just those 2 pair of solid sneakers of some kind, lace-up sneakers, slip-on sneakers, something to walk in. If you have good walking sandals, those are great too. But you also then, I think, want a pair of what I call camp shoes. And the reason I call them camp shoes is because when I backpacked a part of the Appalachian Trail one year, we took shoes to change into when we'd finish our 10 miles of hiking that day, that we would only wear at the camp. Now, these weren't hiking-worthy shoes, but these were the shoes that gave our feet an opportunity to rest and to be in something different. So I do suggest you take you a pair of sandals or some other kind of slip-on little loafer or something that they don't have to have a lot of support. They don't have to give you a lot of, encasement or whatever your shoe. They don't have to be full shoes. They can be something light and easy. You could wear these to dinner or to just breakfast there at the hotel, or you can just wear these in your hotel room, your cabin, whatever you're staying in. Now, another thing you'll see me wearing in some of these outfits is a wrap. And I've actually gotten in a few other wraps since I videotaped these modeling outfits, But one thing I do suggest is a nice cashmere wrap is just really nice. I would carry that on the plane with me in my carry-on. You can use it as a blanket, you can use it as a pillow, you can use it as a wrap. It's just so versatile, and yet it's elegant enough to wear out to dinner over the dress. So I think one in a neutral is so nice, but also if you wanted to add some color with that wrap, that's a perfectly great place to do that too. Now for the spring and summer, right now of course we're in the hotter months, you still might want to wrap because there are places where maybe you just need that, especially in some air conditioning. So I ordered this one from Eileen Fisher. It is a woven kind of a gauzy feel, and this is more of a real scarf, but this would be beautiful. That comes in several different colors. This one's pricey, but it is lovely, and it would be something that could stay in your travel wardrobe for years, and you could use it in other ways too, of course. I also ordered from Eileen Fisher a linen wrap, and this one I got in ivory or white. I'm not really sure what they called it. Just so lovely. Perfect, of course, for the summer, the warmer months, and a great way to add just, that nice wrap, but a little light texture too. On the other hand, I did order this one from Amazon for a fraction of the price of those. Now, this one is a linen blend, and it's definitely more sheer, more see-through than the ones from Eileen Fisher, and not quite as, elegant, but still quite lovely. So I will definitely have links to all of these and others at my website, because I think you want something like this with this travel capsule. It's such a smart way to add some coverage, but with some versatility. Let's talk bags for this travel wardrobe. Of course, I think a great tote or carry-on type bag, a tote is so important. I love a tote. But really when I'm out sightseeing, I want to just take the essentials, and I love something like this that I can wear as a crossbody. I can wear it as a true belt bag if I want to. I can even, just put it over my arm as I've done in some of these videos. This one is from Athleta. It's black, of course, and I don't think it even comes in any other colors. It has multiple zippers. It's adjustable in every way. It has some hidden pockets in it. I think this is lovely. Of course, it's washable too. It's all fabric. Really nice. My daughter did get something on hers, and we just washed it in the washing machine, and perfection. You never would have known. But I also think it's really smart. Let's say you are going to the opera like my friend did in Italy. I think it is smart to take something a little nicer too. So I've ordered this little clutch from Rothy's, the same place I got the shoes, and it's a little pricey too, but once again, now I ordered the leopard print one, but you could get them in all kinds of solids. It's very flat, it packs really easily, but you could get your essentials in there for a date night, a nice dinner out, the opera, the ballet, whatever. And it would just be something different. I think, when we're traveling, we just sometimes start feeling really limited in our wardrobe and in our accessories, but I don't think we have to if we plan ahead like this and have something already ready to go on your next trip, like this nice washable flat Rothy's clutch. Of course, I also suggest a hat. I think it's a good idea to have a packable hat of some sort, depending on where you're going, whether it would be a straw hat or a visor or a washable type hat. Just really smart, even if you're not necessarily a hat person, just in case it rains or there's some other situation where you really realize you do need a hat because you're going to be outside a lot. I think it's really smart. Now, I was able to get 27 outfits out of these. You've just seen a few of them. Let me give you just a few seconds to see the rest. notice that I mostly wore white tops, black tops. I did have that one little colored, a turquoise, great little travel top thrown in there. Everything I showed you is linked at my website. I put together a really nice visual of this whole travel capsule. And what I suggest is I wore a lot of things. I did not even count how many pieces I have in there to share with you right now, but I will share that at the blog. It's probably, I'd say maybe 20, and all of that got in my little suitcase, like I said, but this is not, you don't need all of this, but what you would want to do is have the pieces that you need to create the multiple outfits. One more tip before we go is that I think it's really smart to kind of do like I did. You wouldn't want to necessarily make videos, but take some pictures of yourself in the mirror of different ways to combine this, or maybe write them down. So when you're on your trip, you don't get tired of your wardrobe, but that way you can thumb through your pictures. You go, oh, I want to wear that today. I want to wear that outfit today. And that way you remember how they all mix and match together, and you don't end your trip feeling frustrated like you wore the same things over and over. Another reason I think this wardrobe is so great is because, like I said, you can add to it over the years. Every year you could add a little bit, and it would all go with this wardrobe because everything is just black and camel or ecru or beige, white. And so as you add a splash of color here in a shirt or in a wrap or even in a handbag or something, it's still going to work so nicely with all your outfits. So be sure to check out the blog post. I'll have lots of other information there, things that maybe I forgot to say today, forgot to share with you. I'll have some great tips there, as well as all the links to everything that I've shown you, and probably even some other links to things too by then. But first, before you go, let me tell you a little bit about Squarespace, because I want to tell you something. One of the greatest joys of my life right now during this season of life is blogging. And at Squarespace, they provide beautiful and powerful platforms for you to build a website too. And I highly encourage you to do that. If you like to share your photographs, if you like to write maybe devotional thoughts or just diary type things, or you want to share with your family or with your community, having a blog, having a website is such a great thing. Or maybe you want to start a small business, and Squarespace can help you do that too, because they can give you all the tools that you'll need for e-commerce. You can connect with your audience and generate revenue through gated members-only content. You can manage your members and send email communications and leverage audience insights. And you can do it all on one easy-to-use platform. What I love about Squarespace too is they really help you to create community, which is honestly the greatest joy to me when it comes to having a blog. And they have powerful blogging tools that help you to categorize and share and schedule your posts, which is what I always do. I always schedule my posts ahead of time. The Squarespace extensions also help you to manage inventory and promote products and streamline your bookkeeping. So all those things, if you want to run a business from your website, you can do that on Squarespace. And another benefit is you can even display posts from your social profiles to your websites. If you are interested in building a website like I have, go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/kharms, KAYHARMS, and you'll save 10% off of your first purchase of a website or domain. So I think it's such a great idea, and I love the fact that Squarespace is going to help you to launch out on something that maybe you've been thinking about for some time. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this travel capsule wardrobe for the frequent tourist. Take care, and I'll see you next week.